Would you leave for $1,000? Would you go back to your country? Or are you like, yeah, no, I'll take my chances? Welcome back. Be sure to subscribe. Let's get right to it. First topic, Trump, when asked about him posting the picture of him as the next pope, gave just the most hilarious answer. Go ahead, take a look at the clip.
Mr. President, some Catholics were not so happy about the image of you looking like the Pope.
Oh, I see. You mean they can't take a joke? You don't mean the Catholics. You mean the fake news media. Not the Catholics loved it. I had nothing to do with it. Somebody made up a picture of me dressed like the Pope, and they put it out on the internet. That's not me that did it. I have no idea where it came from. Maybe it was AI, but I know nothing about it. I just saw it last evening. Actually, my wife thought it was cute. She said, "Isn't that nice?"
My question about
Actually, I would not be able to be married, though. That would be a lot. I'd have to the best of my knowledge, popes aren't big on getting married, are they? Not that we know of. No. I think it's the fake news media that, they're fakers.
My question, though, sir, was about the fact that it was put out on the White House account. Even though it was AI generated, it was a joke, it was a meme. Does it at all diminish the substance of the official White House account to have it go out on that particular channel?
Give me a break. It was just somebody did it in fun. It's fine. Have to have a little fun, don't you?
So let me know if you were offended by Trump posting that picture of him as the next pope. We do live in an outrage culture these days, but I think the outrage that came from this was just majority Trump hate. The people who hate Trump were all of a sudden now like pro-Catholic and telling everybody how, offended Catholics were, but they could care less. They just want to have something to yell at the earth about Trump and how terrible he is. We're living in an outrage culture today where everybody wants to let other people know how pissed off they are and how offended, that's why so many people go on to Yelp and write a bad review. Very few people feel the need to go on and write a good review, but the majority of people definitely feel the need to go on and tell everybody how terrible the experience was, right? And this is just basically a microcosm of what's going on here with Trump, just total outrage culture. The guy has to deal with outrage culture basically with everything he does. And if you were really pissed off, frankly, I think you just need to take yourself a little bit less seriously and just live your life and not care so much about what other people do, especially Trump. If you're living based on what Trump does and just getting outraged at every little thing, you probably have a terrible life. But okay, let's get to the next topic here. So Eric Adams has announced that New York City will be giving bodega owners panic buttons. Go ahead, take a look at the clip.
Panic button that you'll immediately be able to hit that is going to alarm the police and it's going to be connected directly to the local precincts. When you do the combination, it's going to give you access to the cameras in the store to see what is taking place and how we could get an immediate response.
Yeah, so let me know what you think of these panic buttons, whether or not you think they're going to work. I mean, are we to the point now where police don't even respond to petty crimes like a bodega theft or, a robbery or something like that? It's when you empower the criminals like they've done for so long now, it's just like, nobody cares. The criminal's going to be in and out before the police can respond from the panic button. And cool. Oh, they're going to have instant access to their, their camera system. It's like, yeah, that's not going to matter anyways, because you got people with their masks on like 24/7 these days, and if you're a criminal, you're just going to put a mask on and just look like a libtard with your mask on while you rob a place. It's crazy that they allowed crime to just become so commonplace in the world. When you go to when you think back to the 90s and where crime was, it was just, nobody thought crime was any sort of standard thing. It was like, oh God, this guy's he's stealing from this place. Screw this guy. Now it's just people look and they watch people steal things and it's just oh yeah, that's just standard procedure, But hopefully this whole panic button thing works. I mean, I just don't really see how it will. I get the idea, but if you don't have a police force that's big enough and ready to tackle these types of crimes and respond to a panic button hit, is it really going to do anything? Probably not. Are we hoping it does something? Yes, because these bodega owners have been screwed for so long by the police and policy that have just let them get robbed all the time. And I'm sure it probably kills their bottom line when it comes to their profits, just getting robbed all the time. And just criminals have been allowed to just, thrive and do whatever the hell they want in today's society. And it's sickening, folks, and we need to get away from that. So hopefully it works. I'm rooting for it, but I just don't know. All right, let's get to the next topic here. So the Trump administration wants to give illegals $1,000 to self-deport. Go ahead, take a look at the clip.
To you. So Fox News can report exclusively that DHS will announce today that they're going to start paying for the commercial flights of illegal aliens who self-deport from the U.S. And on top of that, they're going to pay them an additional $1,000 stipend once they're confirmed to have left the country. Now, DHS says doing this is going to be significantly cheaper for the American taxpayer. They tell us that right now it costs on average about $17,000 to arrest, detain, and deport someone. They say paying for self-deportations and the stipend will only cost about $4,500 per person. That's about 70% cheaper. Aliens are going to have to register to self-deport on the new CBP Home app to access that DHS financial assistance, as well as announce their intent to leave the country. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem tells Fox in part, quote, "If you are here illegally, self-deportation is the best, safest, and most cost-effective way to leave the United States to avoid arrest."
So apparently when you look at the numbers, giving illegals $1,000 to self-deport saves you 70% over on the overall deportation. So, I mean, it sounds crazy, like giving people money to leave, but when you really look at the numbers and you're saving taxpayer dollars to that extent, it's like, all right, let's do it. Let's do it. Just give them their quick courtesy $1,000 and get them the hell out of here. Now, do you really think $1,000 is going to cause them to leave? I don't really think so. I think they're doing other stuff, that they're just sucking off the system, and hopefully Doge is getting these people out of the system so they can no longer, just completely suck off the system. But still, it's like $1,000 is not really much of an incentive to do something, especially go back to your home country. Now, if you feel like they're on your heels and they're about to deport you anyways, sure, why not? Just like, all right, let me take the grand. But these people who are just embedded in the system and the society and they're never going to get caught, they're not just going to go and, deport themselves for $1,000. Hopefully it works. I mean, I would love to see it and just get these people out of here and, maybe they can just have a reason to leave and we don't have to spend so many damn resources getting them out of here. But I don't know. Would you leave for $1,000? Would you go back to your country? Or are you like, yeah, no, I'll take my chances? Frankly, I think a lot of them are going to be taking their chances. But all right, let's get to the next topic here. MSNBC had to issue an on-air correction about a statement they made of Kash Patel. Go ahead, take a look at the clip.
And now let's circle back to a segment from Friday's show. Frank Figliuzzi was on that morning during this hour discussing the work of administration officials. At the end of that segment, Figliuzzi said that FBI Director Kash Patel has reportedly been more visible at nightclubs than at his office at FBI headquarters. This was a misstatement. We have not verified that claim. We will be right back.
Isn't it just hilarious how these media networks have been having to do all these corrections lately because they're getting these people on who will just say whatever they want to say, complete blatant lies just to push whatever they're spewing on the nation at the time. Mostly, anti-Trump rhetoric. Obviously, it's always anti-Trump rhetoric because people don't even care to say reality when it comes to Trump anymore. Yeah, he's Hitler. Or, oh my God, he's trying to destroy the world. Or, he's making it so we don't even have elections anymore. It's like, dude, it's all bullshit. And frankly, I think people need to be issuing these corrections more often because we know there's stuff that's just pure garbage being spit out there that's like, dude, that is not real. How are you even allowed to say that on a news network, right? But they get away with it. But apparently, I guess this was saying this about Kash Patel, the director of the FBI. I guess, he might come after you. So, we got to issue the correction. But if they want to go destroy some other people and just spit blatant lies, that I guess they don't have to do the correction, which who knows? But I would like to see more corrections when just pure stupid crap is said that everybody knows is a blatant lie just to push an agenda. But all right, that's it for today. Be sure to like, subscribe, and we'll be seeing you.